Live from the KWQC Broadcast Center in downtown Davenport with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Storefronts in downtown Sterling will take you inside the shops at Grandin Plaza and show you the exciting growth that's putting local entrepreneurs on the map. Plus, let's fill the truck. A simple shopping trip can help a family rebuild after escaping domestic violence. We'll explain how this local family resources event is changing lives. And if you are ready to clean the ick off your siding, we'll introduce you to J-Works Premier Pressure Washing Services, a local business that can surely help out. Plus, a live performance from folk singer and songwriter Sina Thiel. Welcome to Quad Cities Live on this Wednesday, June 11th. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Morgan Otier. Well, an exciting new restaurant concept has quite literally just popped up in downtown Davenport. It's called Cafe San Lorenzo, and it's located on 2nd Street in the Motor Row neighborhood. My co-host, Kyle Keel, is joining us live from that space right now. And Kyle, it is entirely outdoors.
Yes, Morgan, it is. You can enjoy the elements and enjoy some Italian food here in the Quad Cities, located right between Half Nelson as well as the Last Picture House here in downtown Davenport. An idea that started as a joke, I'm told, kind of turned into the real thing. And joining me now is the owner of Cafe San Lorenzo. I'm talking with Matt Osborne. Matt, thank you so much for having us down here today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, so talk about this idea. You know, you were saying that you and the head chef, you had some discussions about it kind of as a joke, but it just turned into what it is today.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So Chef Connor and I knew that this year we needed to do something different on patio season, just because patio season is not a particularly exciting time of year for us.
Sure.
So we had talked about doing a special patio menu or doing an abbreviated menu outside, and then the ideas kind of started to churn, and it was like, well, what if it was sort of a thematic menu? And the Italian idea kind of came up, and we kept talking about it, and then at a certain point it was like, well, maybe it's not funny anymore, maybe it is really just a good idea. So that's the direction we went with. So, yeah.
All right, you went with it, and you made this a very beautiful space for people to enjoy outside. And talk about the response from the community. You've been open a week ago today.
Yeah.
Is when you opened up the patio, the Cafe San Lorenzo. So how's business been?
You know, it's honestly exceeded my my wildest expectations so far. I don't think I've worked this hard since the last time we opened a restaurant. So it's been really good. It's been really exciting. Every day I've come out here to start setting up, and there's been at least the startings of a line on the sidewalk. So that's a good problem to have.
Well, I was waiting for you. There were a couple people out here. They were like, when do you open? I'm like, I think they're open in a couple of hours. You'll have to come back. So, yeah, I think people are definitely curious, and you know, they've seen the buzz on social media. So we got to talk about the menu. What's on the menu?
Sure, absolutely. So the menu is really trim, because you know we still use the same kitchen to do our normal menu inside. So there are a few things in every course on the menu, and the menu is kind of laid out like a menu in Italy would be, with antipasto and primo, seconde, dolce. So there's the opportunity to have sort of a lighter dish or a couple of lighter dishes, or to go all in and, you know, get some protein and sides. And I think really the menu is designed in our minds, and I think people have understood this right away, that it's best to just kind of order one of everything and share everything at the table.
There you go.
Yeah, and so a very kind of like family style way of doing things is how we've done it.
Yeah, sounds like a good formula to have as you're coming down here to Cafe San Lorenzo. They are going to be open the same hours as the Half Nelson, so that's 4:30 to 9 from Tuesday through Saturday. The good news is you don't have to have a reservation. You can just come on down. And incredible. So we'll talk about that, and Matt is partnering up with the Last Picture House for an event coming up next week. Of course, all of these businesses here on Motor Row like to support one another, so we'll talk to Matt about that coming up in the second half hour. For Quad Cities Live in Davenport, I'm Kyle Keel. Morgan, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Kyle, looks great. Thank you so much. Well, tonight, music lovers have the chance to experience something truly special. Award-winning singer-songwriter Sina Thiel is bringing her powerful voice and inspiring story to Kadazan, a house concert venue in Cambridge, Illinois. But before she takes the stage tonight, she's joining us to share more about her journey and her music. Sina, welcome. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure.
Oh, we are so excited. We love a live performance. I can already say she's fabulous. I've heard her practicing before the show got started. So let's learn a little bit more about you. Let's start with your roots. So you were born in Germany, correct?
Correct, yeah.
And then what inspired your move then to Ireland?
To do music professionally. I'd always loved music. I started playing piano and writing songs when I was 7, but I never had the courage to do it, you know. I put it in a box for later, and as we all do, you know, as adults especially, and I just never dared to go there until one day I just decided if I don't do it, I'm going to live with regret forever. So I just jumped. I moved to Ireland. I sold everything. That was in 2015, and I just gave it a shot.
And 10 years later, here you are,
here I am.
living out your dream. And your journey in Ireland, also an incredible story, which people can learn more about. But you were there with nothing initially. You sold all your items, all your personal belongings to be there. And then you just landed a front cover of Irish Music Magazine. So kind of, I mean, how did that happen?
That's what I ask myself. Well, I started busking on the streets. Again, like, I just had that passion, that drive. I didn't know how, but I think the most important thing you just need to know is what. Yeah. What do I want to achieve? What do I want it to do? And I wanted to hear my songs on the radio. Yeah. I wanted to be on a proper stage. I wanted to cross the big pond, you know, tour in America. And so I just started busking and just working hard at it. And as you said, I played a concert in the Town Hall Theatre in Galway. I recorded an album there, and that ended up on the front cover of the Irish Music Magazine.
That is amazing. And now Sina is currently on her 4th U.S. tour. So what's the experience like touring in different cities in the U.S.?
It's fantastic. I love it. I love every second of it. I love the American audiences. It's my 4th tour, as you said, supported by Culture Ireland, which I'm very, very proud of. And I'm just so excited to see everyone here in the U.S.
Well, we're excited to have you. You are going to perform for us in just a minute. Just describe your music for us a little bit. And you write many original songs, but you also cover a lot of Irish songs.
Yeah, I'd experience it I'd explain it as from the heart. Okay. I live everything that I sing. It being original songs, or as well, Ireland has such beautiful, oftentimes heart-wrenching stories, and I just love to tell those stories.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, so you are performing a song for us today called Wishing Well, and you will be performing it tonight as well in Cambridge, Illinois. Just tell us a little bit about what this song is about.
It's about losing someone that you love. I asked a question on my Facebook page once: if you had only one wish, what would you wish for? You may think that people said, oh, loads of money, you know, a nice vacation, big home. No, most people just said, if I had just one wish, I just wish for one more minute, one more smile from that person that I love.
Okay, well, we won't hold you up any longer, so here's Sina with Wishing Well.
They say that wishes are for fools, I know just too well. But I can't help drowning all my pennies in this wishing well. 'Cause I have never wanted anything so much it felt like I was drowning in a wishing well. And if I had one wish and knew that I could stand a chance, I would travel back in time and I would hold your hand. Back on the day you went to heaven, and I'll change your plans. Instead I'm drowning in a wishing well. Feels like I'm drowning in a wishing well. I wish with all my heart I trade all that is mine. I'd walk until the edge and back just to be by your side. Yeah, I would give the stars just to see her smile. How I wish I could just turn back the time, even for a little while, just to see her smile, even for a little while. They say that time's the greatest healer, I know that's a lie. 'Cause there ain't a day I don't wish you were by my side. And if I told you I'd be strong, I hope you know I lied. 'Cause these tears for you don't ever dry, no. notice the emptiness I feel inside. I wish with all my heart I'd trade all that is mine. I'd walk until the age and back just to be by your side. Yeah, I would give the stars just to see her smile. How I wish I could just turn back the time. Even for a little while, just to see her smile. Even for a little while. And they say that wishes are for fools, I know just too well. But I can't help drowning all my pennies in this wishing well. 'Cause I have never wanted anything so much. I begged for one more penny in my hands, yeah, so I could throw it in this wishing well. For one more penny in my hand, so I could throw it in this wishing well.
Amazing. Oh my gosh, Sina, you have a beautiful voice.
Thank you so
Beautiful,
much.
yes.
Thank you.
Wow, okay, so let's talk a little bit about what's next for you as well. You're on tour right now. Any big plans for you for the future?
Yes, I have a massive project coming up. It's a recording project. I can't say too much yet, but so the best thing is if people follow me online, they're going to find out very soon, but it is one that I'm extremely excited about.
Okay, and people can follow you, I'm sure, on all social media. You also have a website as well, correct?
Indeed, yeah, just Sina Thiel Music, wherever, on Facebook, on Spotify, on iTunes, YouTube,
Wonderful.
you name it. I have it there, and you can find all my music there, and sinathielmusic.com as well. You can order all my albums.
Okay, and you can see a live performance tonight at Amazon. Coming up, if you want to make a difference this weekend, consider donating everyday items to help survivors get a fresh start. We've got details on Family Resources' annual Fill the Truck event. That's coming up next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
This week, we are shining a light on a powerful annual event that's making a real difference in the lives of survivors of domestic abuse, sexual assault, human trafficking, and other violent crimes. It's called Fill the Truck, an initiative led by Family Resources. Joining us today to tell us more about the event, how you can help out, are Connie and Dawson from Family Resources. Thank you both so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, so this is a great event that you guys do. I mean, we featured it on the show in the past, but for anybody who has never heard about it before, Connie, we want to start first with Family Resources. So talk a little bit about the services that you provide and what Family Resources is really all about.
So Family Resources is a nonprofit organization, our mission being to support successful lives. We work with survivors of domestic violence, sexual abuse, human trafficking, homicide, and other violent crimes. We provide a short-term emergency shelter. We strive to provide a safe environment that enables and encourages healing. So we also offer services like service coordination and help these survivors navigate other social agencies as well.
Absolutely, their next steps. You
Yes.
know, you guys are meeting them at a very pivotal and crucial point in their journeys. So Dawson, let's talk a little bit about Fill the Truck and the event that's coming up. How did it all get started, and what is kind of your main goal at the end of the day?
So Fill the Truck by Family Resources, sponsored by Hy-Vee, is this Saturday, June 14th, and it's something that Family Resources started to bring materials and assistance in to help our clients, mostly at the shelter. There's a lot of things that are needed, so we can only do it with the community.
Absolutely, and go into that a little bit, Dawson, if you would, why this is so important for individuals and their families, the folks that you serve. This is a direct benefit to them.
This is a direct benefit to them. A lot of clients that come to us might come with nothing, no money, no hygiene products, no toiletries or anything like that for them nor their children. And this is a time for us to allow them to get that stuff through the community graciously giving us that type of stuff we're in need for.
Absolutely. Last year, you provided us with some information that more than 700 survivors benefited from these programs. So obviously that is a huge impact. Connie, if you would, go over some of the items that people can donate coming up this weekend.
Yeah, of course. So we always need like hygiene products, like soap, shampoo, conditioner, that sort of thing. Baby stuff like wipes, formula, other like household cleaners. Wipes. Anything else I'm missing?
That makes sense. I mean, these are very these are basic items that I think many people really take for granted in their everyday lives. But if you really consider where you are meeting these clients, oftentimes maybe escaping really tough situations and leaving with nothing but the clothes on their backs. So it makes perfect sense that they wouldn't have things like deodorant or toiletries of that nature. When it comes, so we've got a list on the screen of the items that are being collected, but tell us really about those most needed items. I mean, we've got cleaning supplies on the list, and that's truly because you're trying to find a lot of these folks a place to live.
Yeah, so we put together housing baskets for those that we are able to house, and those typically consist of different cleaning products, laundry detergent, just like the basic things to get you started.
Wonderful. Okay, so Dawson, when and where is the Fill the Truck event happening this year, just so that people know where to stop by and drop off these donations?
Of course. This Saturday, June 14th, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at any local Hy-Vees. That includes the Quad City area, Muscatine, Eldridge, and Clinton. So anytime in that span of time, come on down to Hy-Vee and fill our truck.
Well, that makes it pretty easy for everybody. And Connie, last question, what would you say to somebody who really wants to help out, doesn't feel like they have a lot to give? How would you encourage them to still try and be part of this?
I would say, honestly, even just like showing up, saying hi, just being present is always helpful, and it shows that there's that big sense of community. Yeah,
spread the word. Right? Just let people know that this is going on and you may be able to help out. Family Resources Fill the Truck annual fundraiser. It will be happening this Saturday, June 14th from 9 to noon, as Dawson mentioned, at all area Hy-Vees, Quad Cities, Clinton, Eldridge, Muscatine. And a quick reminder for everybody, if you or someone you know is experiencing domestic abuse or violence, you can call one of the Family Resources 24-hour crisis lines or visit them on the web at famres.org. We have those crisis lines on your screen right now, and we'll also get them on our website. Connie and Dawson, thank you so much for joining us today with all this information. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, great job. Just ahead on QCL, fresh markets and pop-up events, all supporting brand new businesses. Something special is happening at Grandin Plaza in Sterling, Illinois. We'll find out what's in store for this summer next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
There is something exciting happening in downtown Sterling, Illinois, and it is helping local entrepreneurs take their first big steps in business. The Shops at Grandin Plaza is a retail incubator, and it is breathing new life into the community while giving small businesses a place to grow. Joining us today with some exciting updates is Jana Grow-Herring, the executive director of the Sterling Main Street organization. Jana, welcome back to the show.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so for folks who didn't catch you last time, you were on the show talking about the Shops at Grandin Plaza.
Yes.
Tell us about what it is and what really is the goal of this initiative or project.
The Shops at Grandin Plaza is a retail incubator space. This is our third season, so to speak, for it. We opened in 2023. But it's meant to be an incubator space for small retail businesses, a place for them to start up with low overhead, a smaller square footage size space, just to give them a chance to see if a brick and mortar location is what they want to do.
Absolutely, and we've got some photos on the screen right now. You were able to see what those incubator businesses actually look like.
Yeah, they're
very cool.
They're 12 by 16,
That's great.
Real small spaces, low rent, utilities are all included. We do a lot of cohesive events together, so they're all working together kind of as a team, but they're still operating independently.
Yeah.
So they can set their own hours and be open whenever they want.
Very nice.
And we've got a really good group of tenants in there right now.
I was just going to ask roughly how many businesses do you have?
There are 6 spaces of it that are in the space,
Okay.
and we've got 5 tenants right now. We've got a 6th one that's just in the process of signing her lease, and she'll be open
Ooh.
in mid-July. But we've also, in that vacant unit, we've got some pop-up vendors right now.
Oh, that's
that are
perfect.
just popping up for 1 or 2 occasions during some of the activities that we've got going on.
That is really cool. So what types of different products and things can we find at these different businesses? They vary, I'm sure.
They vary. They're very complementary to each other.
Okay.
Amber and Smoke is botanical skincare. She makes all her own products and stuff like that. It's really amazing.
That's impressive.
Some great candles, skincare products, things like that. Erica Lee Allen Design. She makes sews her own like shopping bags and reusable
awesome.
towels and face cloths, and
Yeah.
she's got
That's great.
keychains and all sorts of stuff. We've got lots of. It's really all of them are very unique spaces.
Yeah, and that's just like really
Yep.
what I wanted, people to take
Yep.
away from this is
Yeah,
that
handcrafted soaps.
yeah, you can really find a number of different things, and it feels like a
Yeah.
one-stop shop, so to speak, because
Yes.
they're all so close together in this
Yes.
one space.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about the impact over these 3 seasons that you've had these incubators going, the responses that you're
Mm-hmm.
getting from small business owners and entrepreneurs, and really how they're reacting to this and how it's helped them.
It's been really great. The first
Good.
year was a little slow. Last year was really slow. All we had were pop-up vendors,
Okay.
pop-up events, but that did what we were hoping it to do, because actually one of the participants in our pop-ups from last year is actually one of our full-time tenants now.
Wow.
And she's kind of recruited some other businesses that she's vended with at various shows and stuff over the years,
Yeah.
and we've got a full slate of tenants now. So, and they're trying to figure out how to grow into that next step.
Yeah.
We're working on putting together some educational trainings for them,
Wow.
working with them like, hey, what do you need to learn to be able to take your business to the next step?
That's awesome.
And putting together, connecting them with those resources and trainings to learn the things that they want to do to be able to be successful.
Absolutely. I feel like this would be very sought after
Yeah.
for a small business owner to have this kind of middle ground opportunity,
Yeah.
this launch pad,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak. Well, you have some really exciting events planned for this summer.
Mm-hmm.
So give us a little preview of what's coming up for that area.
Yeah, so right now the shops are open every Wednesday night. Our Sterling Municipal Band performs in the Grain and Civic Center right behind
Oh,
the sign
fun.
every Wednesday night.
So it's like a party.
So yeah, come on down and shop for a couple hours before you head over to the free concert event. So that's been great, and they're really partnering with a lot of the other events and activities going on in the community. Our farmers market is celebrating its 20th anniversary this summer.
Okay.
Our regular pop-up market, which is just a pop-up, is in a nearby park. That'll be starting tomorrow night and happens once a month. So
Okay.
we've got lots of activities going on for entrepreneurs and shopping in our downtown right now.
Yeah, that is wonderful. A whole lot of things going on between the farmers market and all those pop-up events. Very, very cool. Okay, so we want to give people a little bit of information on where they can learn more about all of this. The shops at Grandin Plaza, located at 310 2nd Avenue in downtown Sterling, Illinois. If you want to learn more about some of the pop-up dates that Janet was talking about, or business hours for each of those businesses, you can visit sterlingmainstreet.org. Very user-friendly. Jen and I found really everything on the homepage when I went there today. So
Awesome.
thank you so much for joining us and telling us all about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Still to come in our second half hour, rainy season is winding down, making it a great time to clean up the exterior of your home. We'll show you how J-Works Premier Pressure Washing Services can bring your property back to life. Plus, run at your own pace for an incredible cause. Details on the annual Royal Ball Run, a weekend of inclusion, impact, and community spirit. But first, we'll head back out live to meteorologist Kyle Keel, who has a look at your full forecast. That's next.
Welcome back. I'm meteorologist Kyle Keel, back in studio, but I'll be back in downtown Davenport here.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, I'll be back at Cafe San Lorenzo here in just a few minutes. Gotta love live TV, right? Technology was not on my side, so that's why I'm back in studio. But let's talk about the weather. I mean, you saw down there, you might be able to see the sweat. It's hot out there. We got a lot of sunshine, a little bit of a breeze, which is nice. Our Everywhere Camera Network showing some breezy conditions there in Bettendorf. Those winds generally about 10 to 15 miles per hour. We've got that south-southwest wind at about 10 miles per hour at the airport in Moline. We're at 90 degrees. That dew point's at 57, so it's not feeling too humid, so not too bad here heading into the evening hours. If you are headed out, maybe to Cafe San Lorenzo to check out that pop-up Italian restaurant this evening. Temperatures will be well into the 80s, finally getting into the 70s here after sunset, bottoming out in the 60s. But it's a quick warm-up again tomorrow with some mix of sun and clouds. And then in the afternoon hours, don't let the icons deceive you. It's not going to be an all-afternoon washout. We do have some pop-up showers and thunderstorms a possibility here heading into Thursday afternoon. Clouds are not there here on Clouds and Radar, but we do have some thunderstorms that have developed here right along the stationary boundary and off to the north. And that's where we do have the main severe weather threat here heading into the evening hours. Storm Prediction Center has level 2 risk of severe weather, kind of clipping portions of the TV6 viewing area, but really this is going to be northwest of the TV6 viewing areas. We'll show you with ExactTrack. A couple of these showers or isolated thunderstorms might get us south is between Highway 20 and Highway 30, but we're not too concerned here locally for any of that active weather. So here we go, 6 o'clock. We've got those thunderstorms up near Waterloo. Those are basically going to ride that boundary here near the Iowa, Minnesota, Illinois, Wisconsin state line. Again, maybe Galena, you look off to the north, you'll be able to see some of the lightning associated with those storms, but those storms are well north of the area after midnight. Heading into early Thursday morning, maybe a couple isolated showers here toward the Wisconsin-Illinois state line. Otherwise, we'll see some cloud cover mixed with some sunshine here through the day on Thursday. Then as we see the heating of the day, we are going to notice a couple of storms pop up. These are going to be very hit or miss, very few and far between. Luckily, we're not anticipating any severe weather, so we don't have to worry about that. We'll see that rain dissipate in the evening hours tomorrow, and then Friday, our next system rolls in, does bring the chance for some showers mainly east of the river. This particular model does keep any widespread rain outside of our viewing area. So nice summer-like pattern here over the next 7 days, that's for sure. There's a look at the next 7. We've got temps in the mid-80s here as we head into the weekend with a mix of sun and clouds. A little more active next week as we warm those temperatures with highs in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees.
From the classroom to the community, an 8th grade history teacher turned a lesson in entrepreneurship into a thriving local business. J-Works Premier Power Washing Services started as an example for students, but it's become one of the most trusted names in exterior cleaning across the Quad Cities. We want to welcome Jeff Paul back to the show, owner of J-Works Premier Pressure Washing Services. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure being on your show.
Yes, we really appreciate it. I love talking about this stuff. I don't know if it's just because I love all the homeowner, home improvement segments, but I think it's always stuff that people are interested in, and they're like, do I really have to call and ask that question? So watch now, and you'll hopefully get your questions answered. So you've been in business for 5 years or so.
This is 6, yeah.
6 years, congratulations. So tell us a little bit of that backstory, how you got started, how it's been going.
I was a teacher for 23 years. Actually just decided a couple weeks ago not to go back next year. The business has grown too much to where
Congratulations.
I can't keep doing both, so I'm all in now with J-Works. I never thought it would grow so fast. This year has been tremendous growth for us. We're seeing a lot of repeat customers now in the 6th year. We recommend washing houses every 2 years, and we just have gotten a lot of repeat customers, which means
they're happy
with
customers.
how they're doing. Yeah.
That's got to make you feel good. Okay, so talk a little bit about what pressure washing is and who might want to consider it, because I always think of it like my siding on my house, but it can be used for a variety of spaces.
Yeah, the main things that we do a lot of house washes. This time of year is a great time to wash the house because rainy season is kind of coming to an end, and the rain combined with the shaded areas of your house, typically the north side, you're going to see some of that organic growth, mold, mildew, algae. Normally the first place it comes in is the bottom of your gutter. If you start seeing it there, it's probably getting close to growing on your siding.
Okay.
Our solution will take that off, and it'll kill it for about 2 years. We recommend when we go back to houses that we've done 2 years later, we don't really see any organic growth, but we're trying to stay ahead of it.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely, make your job a little easier. Before and afters are on the screen right now for anyone that's curious. It is pretty amazing.
There was a lot of mold on that one. Yep, that was just a couple weeks ago in Bettendorf. Yeah, we've been super busy. We had 7 washes this morning and a deck staining.
Wow.
Okay. We do tons of deck stainings. We had 5 decks yesterday. I think we lead the Quad Cities index standings with over 130 a year, but
That's amazing.
I think this year we're going to be about 150 at least.
That's very cool. So congrats on that. And that's just another thing that you guys provide in case anybody didn't know. You talked about the solution that you guys use and
Yep.
how well it works, but even pressure washing equipment. A lot of people will just go out, they'll purchase one, they'll use one on their own homes. Talk a little bit about why maybe they should reconsider that, or what makes your equipment
We
different.
see people washing occasionally, and there's nothing wrong, but I would just recommend if you do have a pressure washer, doing some research and some homework. It's really the soap that you put on your house.
Okay.
House siding is pretty delicate. Like we watch people sometimes just using straight water. They're really close to the siding. I tell people washing a house is kind of like when you take a shower.
You could dent it.
You can definitely, you dent it, you remove oxidation, you put lines in it, you get water behind the siding. I tell people it's like taking a shower. You don't turn on really high pressure water to clean yourself. You use soap and shampoo, and it's the same way on a house. A house doesn't want to have super high pressure hitting it. So
okay, good to know. So as far as the process is concerned, like let's say not staining but pressure washing, roughly how long does it take you guys to work on a house?
Yeah, well right now we're about 2 weeks booked out, but once we get to a house, there's normally a team of 3 of us on site. We have 2 washers running, so we can go through them pretty quickly.
Really? Okay.
We did one this morning in about 40 minutes. It was a single story, pretty small house, but she said, I did that myself last time and it took me all day.
All day, I can only imagine. Okay, so before we wrap up, if people are, I'm sure they're going to be calling and making appointments with you, but is there anything that they should know or prepare before you guys stop by the house? Is there anything they should do?
No, there's really two things that, 2 places people go to reach out. They either text me, my phone number will probably be on the screen, or my website has a free estimate form that you can fill out as well. And it just asks you to put down your address, phone number, what you're looking for.
Okay, well let's get that on the screen then. If you want to learn more about any of the services that are offered, we talked about a couple of them today. You can also request that estimate. Visit this website. It is jworksppw.com. You can also call that number on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. You can also follow along on Facebook. If you're like me, you like to see all those before and after pictures. You guys really do a good job on social media. Jeff, thank you so much for being here today. Yes,
thanks a lot.
Thank you. Still to come on QCL, we are celebrating a royal tradition. Meet the inspiring individuals behind the Royal Ball Run for Autism and find out how this event is making a real difference in the Quad Cities.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
It is one of the Quad Cities' most heartwarming and impactful events, the annual Royal Ball Run for Autism. This annual celebration brings together runners, walkers, families, and community members to raise awareness and critical funding for autism resources right here in our area. Joining us today are 2 very special guests, Jen Hartman, founder of the Royal Ball Run, and Christopher Shropshire, who holds the honor of being a Royal Ball Run king. That is amazing. Yes, take a bow, absolutely. Congratulations. We'll get to that in just a minute, but Jen, 14 years this has been going on. Talk a little bit about, take us back and what inspired you to create this in the first place.
Sure. So I have a daughter who's autistic. She was around 7 or 8 when I realized here in the Quad Cities it was really challenging to find out where to go for resources. There wasn't a lot of awareness at the time, and we decided to hold a run, a 5K race. And it has grown into what has really become a celebration of the autism community. We have a whole weekend of events with a carnival, and the next day the 5K and a walk. And
that's cool.
It's been really heartwarming, as you said, to be part of this community that's so supportive and really wants to celebrate their family members or friends who are on the spectrum.
Absolutely. We need to celebrate more, I think. This is all about fundraising as well. It's about fun and fundraising. Talk a little bit about where that critical funding does go.
Sure. So over the past 14 years, we've raised and invested over $400,000 in the local community, primarily autism services and support. We also have our own resource guide that's online where family and friends or even autistic individuals can find autistic resources here in the Quad Cities. So 100% of all entries into our 5K go right back into autism services.
That is
right
great.
Here in the Quad Cities.
You don't see that a lot, so that's amazing. So again, Christopher, congratulations.
Thank you.
On being crowned. What did that feel like when you were named?
Oh, it was, as I've said in one of my blog posts, over the moon.
Over the moon. That is
Yes.
awesome. That is really cool. Okay, so how have you participated in this event often, like year after year?
Every year.
Every year.
This will be my 12th Royal Ball Run.
Wow, almost from the very beginning. That's amazing.
Exactly.
That's great.
And it's okay if I tell you about during my run.
Yes, I would love to hear that.
So when I start off the race, I would be at the front.
Okay.
And when the race begins, I normally run as fast as I possibly can for about a minute and then settle back in just to give myself enough space ahead of so many
Competitors.
participants.
Yes. Oh my goodness. You're very good. I hear you're a very good runner.
It's my thing.
It's your thing.
It's kind of my thing.
It's kind of your thing. And he's giving us the tips and tricks, folks, here today. This is what you do. You get out ahead. You get a good lead on these other people. That's amazing. And we talked about the 5K and where the proceeds go, Jen, but there's that carnival aspect as well, which is Friday night. That's a lot of fun, and that's really family friendly.
Yeah, so that is a Royal Ball themed event where we have a fun run, we have games, we have bounce houses, we have food, we have auctions, we have raffle. It usually ends with a dance with all the princes and princesses that were on the screen earlier. Lots of kids like to come in costume and see their favorite princess or prince. So it really is a magical night.
That is very, very cool. Well, Christopher, do you have like maybe a favorite memory aside from being crowned at the Royal Ball Run or possibly the carnival from over the years?
It was about a decade ago.
Okay.
When I got up early in the morning and got ready. My parents went over to Milan at the Hy-Vee store. And I was, you're not going to believe this, I was in the restroom when the race started, and I was like, oh.
Oh, bleep.
There was so much energy rushing through my body that I had to get to the start-finish line, to the starting line, and then just go after it with everything I have.
And so you still participated in that race?
Correct.
That is actually an incredible memory, Christopher. So we don't want anybody to miss this exciting weekend celebrating the Royal Ball Run for Autism. Carnival Fun begins on Friday, June 20th at the Camden Center. Big race day is Saturday morning again. And you can find all registration details and more by visiting royalballrun.com. Very easy. Jen and Christopher, what a pleasure. Thank you so much.
So good to be here.
Yes,
it's my first time.
Well, let's not make it your last, okay?
I hope not.
How about that? We really appreciate
my goodness,
it.
I hope not.
Yes. And much more to come. Behind the scenes look, actually, at a new seasonal pop-up Italian restaurant in downtown Davenport. Kyle Keel will join us live next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Get a taste of Italian alfresco without the plane ticket. Cafe San Lorenzo is a pop-up restaurant concept. It's underway just for the summer. Kyle Keel is joining us live this afternoon from downtown Davenport. And Kyle, you are giving us a little sneak peek at this incredible outdoor transformation.
Yeah, Morgan, it's a little taste of Italy here in the Quad Cities as the alleyway between the Half Nelson and the Last Picture House has been transformed into Cafe San Lorenzo. And joining me is owner of Half Nelson and Cafe San Lorenzo. We've got Matt Osborne. Matt, thanks for having us down here today. We've got the wine getting started behind us. You've got the table set. 4:30, you're going to start serving people down here.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're getting excited. And if past is president, last couple of days we've had a line pretty close to 4:30. So
all right, so we'll be looking out for that line here any minute now. A couple of people passing by and wondering what's going on. So tell us again about the menu.
Yeah, 100%. The menu is as authentic as we know how to make it. Chef has a decent amount of Italian heritage and part of his family, but it's also strictly not, Italian American, the things that people expect. We wanted to kind of speak for a lot of the different regions in Italy that all kind of have their own unique food traditions. Yeah.
Most definitely. So let's talk about the atmosphere. As we mentioned, we got the table set, you've got the wine, you've got the lights, the Italian flags. And as we come back out here live, I want to get a shot of just a snippet of the patio. And I know this camera is not going to do this justice, but I mean, we've got such beautiful artwork here on the patio, and it was done by a local artist.
Yes, 100%. Heidi Salos did an amazing job on this. Heidi and I got connected from some mutual acquaintances in downtown, and Heidi really worked on this with several other people pretty much the entire month of May. And that was probably the best form of like sneak peek advertising we could have asked for, because people constantly walking by every single day got to watch the progress come along slowly but surely. But yeah, I think it's beautiful. I think the colors pop, you know, and it's got all this detail that is supposed to emulate, you know, brick and cobblestone, and I think she did a fantastic job. So.
All right, and we do want to mention that there is an event happening with the Last Picture House next week, real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. On Tuesday the 17th, we're doing an event called Giallo and Gelato.
Oh, okay.
Italian Frights and Bites. Giallo is a subgenre of sort of horror, thriller, mystery films. So we're showing a rather famous one, and we'll do some gelato, some antipasta, some appetizers. So it's $30 a ticket that covers your cost of admission and all the food. Starts at 8 o'clock, the food, and the screening at 8:45.
All right, awesome. Taste of Italy here in the Quad Cities. Morgan will send it back to you.
All right, Kyle, thank you. Looks like an awesome place to be, and we want to thank you for watching Quad Cities Live today.